You know, this part right here, I'll play this first part again because this shit is really funny to me, and I got this put on a song. I put this shit on a cover for the song.
This guy sounds like a real problem. He's got stuff going on.
This guy sounds like a real problem. Look, hold on. What's up, chat? Let me set something up real quick. We're gonna get into this. Today is gonna be very, very interesting. I will say that. I will say that we got some really crazy stories to tell here. As you can see, day 3 of Exposed Industry Week is the CEO who talks shit about me. And this is interesting right here. And I have receipts and proof and everything. So obviously, typically, you do need to make sure you have stuff, if you have receipts of certain things and it's good. Obviously, we don't all have receipts of certain things, but if you have them, it does help for sure. Okay. So before we get started, of course, we partner with Rise. So shout out to Rise, and today we finally dropped our first official. Where's my thing at? Hold on. There we go. We partnered with Rise and we dropped our first official post today. It's been a while, so I'll separate this stream between the other one, of course, to like keep things separate. But you see underneath the cam, we got the Rise and Shine right here. I've been teasing it all week, and they partnered with me a few months ago, and we finally got the shots up, as you can see. So they partnered with me last year, but I haven't gotten around to dropping, the pics. But I took these some time ago, and you can see like I've been actively using the product. The bag is messed up, and everything like that, but I feel like it keeps the organic, side to it. This stuff is really good. I appreciate the love that people are giving. I sent it to a few people that I follow that also follow Rise. So shout out to Rise Superfoods for sponsoring me, and I'm really excited about this. And it's a very, very good product. A lot of benefits and everything like that. I'll do a stream tomorrow and I'll re-go over all this again. I got the Rise right there. Right now I have some tea, but earlier I was drinking some. It would have been better to do this earlier, but I just been really tired and I had to do some work. So we got some tea right now, but we'll run it back tomorrow. We'll run it back tomorrow. I'll give you the full breakdown, the full experience and everything like that. But for now, this will be the first part of that stream. So shout out to Rise, announcing my new partnership with the greatest Rise Superfoods mushroom coffee in the world. I've tried several different brands of mushroom coffee, but the Rise Superfoods flavor stands out to me the most, especially when you add a little creamer to it. Use code OutByNature15 to save on all your purchases, and be sure to keep up for my new Rise Superfoods drops. Product photography and creative direction credits, Devonte Infinity, of course. So yeah, we have this first shot right here. This is the hero shot. I took a few shots, but I only wanted to post a couple of them for this first post. So, we got the hero shot right here. Beautiful shot, background, got nice color going. The sun's hitting it and everything. And then we have a wide shot right here to focus on the cup. Kind of goes over here. And then we have like an end product while we're stirring it in motion. That's why it looks like that. It's a cool little graphic. And then we made this graphic this morning before we dropped it. Sponsored by Rise. Use code OutByNature15. Let's go. So shout out to Rise. Big time for that. For teaming up with me and believing in me. And if you don't know who Rise is, you can see they have over 1 million followers. This is a big time brand, the biggest mushroom coffee brand in the world. And we're blessed to be a part of that. I'm out sometimes in public and I see literally ads of this on the TV, on the screens during the Super Bowl and all of that. And it's really, really cool to be in this business and to be able to see these brands that you work with and you partner with just being you know, all over the world, all over TV and everything like that. So I was grateful to be a part of this. And tune in, we have more stuff coming. And of course, with the Huel, so you go back to the stream, go back to the camera here. We'll try to zoom in a little bit. Shout out to Huel, Timberland, Becky Seminar right here. And we got a couple clients underneath that. So again, Huel's another one of my sponsors. Timberland, we've partnered together, worked on a couple campaigns together. A lot of cool stuff. And in Becky Seminar, we have some campaigns out as well. But we're not partnered together essentially, but we do work together quite a bit, and I love their products. So yeah, shout out to Rise Coffee. Go follow me on Instagram, man. It's looking beautiful. I'm gonna add my Rise highlight here soon, and I need to update my link tree and put my Rise Coffee link into my link tree. But for now, you can use code OUT15 until I get that up. And we have been working, as you can see. So go show some love to that. We've been dropping a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. So we've been working. Now today, we got day 3, the CEO who talks shit about me. This is going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Very interesting. So before we get into this story, respectfully and professionally, I will need to give a lot of context here. In no way or form is this about bashing the CEO, but this is a real thing that happened, and this is something that I was not supposed to see. So that says a lot, and I'll give you a little more context to it. And look, and just to give you a little sneak peek, we have literally screenshots, a screen recording, a photo, and everything of this guy right here in the folder. You can see it right here in this folder. Screen recording here, screenshots, not this one. Let me delete this one just for now. But we have screenshots, screen recording, and we have a photo. So I'm not making this shit up. I honestly don't enjoy being in these types of situations, but it happened. I found some stuff out, and yeah, so let's start to get into the story here. So to add some context to kind of how this started, this was all the way back in 2024. So it was quite some time ago. It's 2023 now, if that says anything, and this was with a company called Scentbird, and the platform that I was connected with that client through is called Upshot. So the company that connected me with, how do I explain this? Okay, look. Sometimes it's you and the brand, sometimes it's you and the client, sometimes it's you and a platform that get you connected with that brand slash client. So in this case, the brand that I'm working with is called Scentbird, and maybe I'll attach like an image or something so you can see what Scentbird is. It was a drink mix. They sent me a drink mix, and they sent me one of their cups. Very cool, very interesting product. I did enjoy it. I think I did finish the product as well. So that's the client, and I had no issues with the client. The issues came from the CEO of the platform that connected us. And that platform is called Upshot Creatives. You'll also see in the screenshots. So in the screenshots, the platform that this is on is Slack, I believe. This is Slack. Slack is, think of it like Discord, but for business. So you can't, it's not as much as Discord, but it's pretty much like Discord. It's like a communication platform. Businesses use it, especially in this business. A lot of different businesses and brands use it. Platforms like this, they use it to connect and kind of like manage people in their systems. You know, you can put systems on it and everything like that. It's pretty convenient, pretty much. So to give you context on the story, it took us a while to even get situated with the client. So I was going through, the reason why I didn't stream this yesterday is because I just wanted to take a day off and take a break. But I also didn't have all the receipts. I had to go through and find like these screenshots and everything. So from what I learned from going through our old emails and going through hundreds and if not thousands of photos to try to find these, is that we connected, I believe, in April 2024. Around March slash it was March, April 2024, around that area. And I didn't actually get booked for these guys until the 6th, 7th month of the year, which is June, July. So long story short, it took us months for them to get me my ads to shoot with the client. Not that that's the problem now. I can't remember everything that was going on with that. It took them that long. I think the pay was really low. It was like $70 or something, which is extremely low. And I was probably just doing it just to do it at that time. I wouldn't dare take a $70 gig ever in my life now. Let's keep that clear. But hey, like I said, cheap clients, cheap problems, and not even necessarily the brand, but the platform itself. So um yeah. Now I'm gonna show you this first screenshot, and I'm gonna show you this first screenshot only because it'll help me get this first part. It'll help me give you like a better understanding of this first part. So really quick, before we get into this, this is with Upshot Creatives. They're the platform that I'm speaking with, and the CEO of Upshot Creatives is this guy named Dylan Hayes. This is how he looks. He's the owner and the CEO. And I'll tell you one thing, he looks exactly how he sounds. And he acts exactly how he sounds. And he acts exactly how he looks. So that's how bro looks. And keep this in mind really quick. I'm trying not to keep things scattered. Um I was gonna pull up this, but I don't know if it'll be too much at one time. Okay, let's just give some context real quick. What she's saying here and what this is I don't even think I'll be able to pull this up, but this is a screenshot of me basically telling her about a little bit about my situation. So she screenshot it and sent it to this guy, and I wasn't supposed to see this thread, but I did. And I even commented on it. And once I commented on it, nobody said shit. And that's another reason why, like, I knew I wasn't supposed to see this. What's up, Leela? Appreciate you stopping by. Leave a follow, man. We're getting into some real industry stuff right now. That's what's up. That's what's up. So a little bit of context on this is that it's a nice stream. It's a nice stream. This is our episode today, day 3. The CEO talk shit about me. I'm exposing the CEO. So a little bit of context. I think that there was a slight delay in my submission before I was able to send something to them. I think that I had some sort of delay, I had some sort of issue, and I wasn't able to send it as soon as I needed to. So, yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna get better. Just stick around, leave a sub, and you're gonna see it's gonna get really interesting. So things happen, things happen, and sometimes you can't deliver. So I try my part to make sure that if something's coming up, that I at least let people know, even if it's in the shits. So I will say our partnership didn't start off as smooth as it should have. I wasn't able to get the brief in for a while, and then whenever they finally sent me the brief, there were some delays. Now, where I knew it was gonna really, really make things difficult is when my stuff got stolen. Yes, I know it sounds whack, it sounds odd, it sounds fucking stupid. I completely understand. And that's what she sent him right here. So if you look at this right here, it's not letting me go up and down for some reason. It's just only zooming in, which is really stupid. Let me make sure you can see it to an extent. So if you can see right here, this is the CEO and this is like his assistant or whatever, Luella. So this thread right here, I was not supposed to see this. This was a private thread between the two of them, and I caught them talking shit about me, mainly the CEO. So this was really crazy how it happened, because this is honestly, it's not a, I don't know, it's not a coincidence But I think it's really funny because things like this, you never see things like this. This is stuff that you're not supposed to see. I think they messed up one of the threads inside the chat. Look at this bot in the chat. I'm not even saying anything and they're just like auto sending messages as if I replied to them. But I sent what was I saying? I don't remember. So look, she basically took a screenshot of what I sent, and what I sent was kind of me explaining my situation. Now, there's two things that come with taking this type of responsibility. One, it sucks. It sucks really bad. When you're already having an issue with a project and then another issue pops up, it's not good. It's not good. And I knew that this situation was going to go one way only. Now, there's two different ways it could have gone. They could have kind of, been patient and etc. And we got through this and maybe did something else again. But I honestly didn't expect to, and I didn't hold him up to that expectation. When it comes to me having issues or what basically what I'm trying to say is I take my responsibility. I don't have an issue with taking responsibility when I fuck up. So I already fucked up once. I can't remember exactly what was going on. There's a lot of stuff going on at the time is all I remember. And like I said, that there was a slight delay in uploading the videos to the deadline. And then after that, I was shooting more, shooting more of the B-roll. Apparently, I think something else. Okay, I think this is what it was. Apparently, one of the parts was missing. And I don't know what happened. One of the parts was missing and they wanted me to reshoot it, and then it was a lot of stuff going on between us. This was not a very smooth partnership. I'll be honest. Now, where it got disrespectful though is I don't think it needed to go that far, especially because of how honest I was being. So that was the first part of the issue. The second part of the issue, I was out, I was shooting more B-roll for the client, and I think I had to reshoot something. I was out, I was playing basketball. I can't remember if it was outside, if it was at a gym, but I was playing basketball in public and I had a bag. I brought my bag. So in that bag, I had the did I say Scentbird earlier? It's not called Scentbird. It's like Freebird or something like that. I'll add it in on here whenever I get the chance. Look at the bot left after I called him out. Like, come on, you guys are always in here trying to scam somebody, bro. Dumbass bots. But long story short, my stuff got stolen. This is not something that you ever want to happen when you're working with brands. I promise. So my bag got stolen and my Scentbird bottle was in that bag. Or not Scentbird. God damn. What is it called? It's something bird. It's something bird, okay? The client's product was in my bag and it was stolen, which is very unfortunate. I don't know if the mix was in there too, but the bottle was gone and the bottle was obviously the star of the show. This all white part right here is me basically sending it to Luella, basically explaining my situation. And I knew it was gonna suck. Like, it hurt a lot to have to deal with this, and like it hurt a lot to have to go through this. But like I said, I take responsibility and I have to just say it. I have to say it, even if I'm in the wrong, even if something's out of my control. I just had to say it. We're working together. So I tell her. So if you see on this thread, they started a whole new private thread, and she said, "Hello, Dylan. Hey, sitting here, Devonte situation right now with this, face like this is dragging already. Given that his bag was stolen, with the CEB shaker bottle. And so this is when the guy started talking shit. And I have, keep in mind, this is how bro looks, and I have the audio recorded right here. And I put this shit in a song too. So let me see what this one is. Okay, so it looks like from this screenshot, I can't remember exactly how it happened in terms of me finding out they were talking shit. I think they either went to start a new thread, or at some point in this thread we already had, they made the mistake of doing it in the same thread. I can't remember what happened, so don't take my words verbatim, but the fact is, I was definitely not supposed to see them talking shit. So we have right here Devonte Infinity. Hey, we need that other footage and the refilm shot of looking tired, so it's exhausted. The materials folder is just a normal Google folder. So it should just upload like normal as possible. If the footage you filmed got corrupted somehow, or that it's a super large file size and internet connection where you are is slow. Any of those could cause the issue of failing to upload. That said, you still need to put them in this exact folder. Hopefully this folder isn't actually live still. Please do whatever it takes to make that happen today at all if possible. So this is when I caught them talking shit pretty much. She added him and sent this. You know, this guy sounds like a real problem. Da da da. Thanks, Dylan. I agree. Da da da. I wasn't supposed to see this, but I did. And I remember waking up to this shit. I was like, what are these notifications that I'm getting? Because I didn't hear anything they said before that. But this is how I know, hey, things work. The world works in mysterious ways. Because I got pinged on a couple of these texts, and I'm going to them, and I'm like, what? Are they really doing this right now? So check this out. So look. Yeah. So look. In the beginning of this, you can see in this thread, they're talking about me, and I was not supposed to see this. So they're talking about something, notify him at Luella. And then he said, I made a video of it before explaining it, though. I'm not sure where that is. Maybe PM chat. Hello, Dylan. Hey, sitting here, Devonte's situation right now. This dragon already, given that his bag was stolen with the shaker bottle. And he sent her a voice message, and I found it, and I recorded it.
This guy sounds like a real problem. He's got stuff going on. I don't like this dude already. But literally, the only thing we need is just for him to film shots of himself waking up late, looking tired, looking disheveled. We already have shots of him drinking it and smiling, so that's fine. He doesn't need to have a shaker.
I just want to restart that part because that's the funniest part about this. And I put this in a song, and it's coming out in my new album. So
This guy sounds like a real problem. He's got stuff going on. I don't like this dude already. But literally, the only thing we need is just for him to film shots of himself waking up late, looking tired, looking disheveled. We already have shots of him drinking it and smiling, so that's fine. He doesn't need to have a shaker. We just need him to film shots of himself looking tired, looking disheveled, waking up late, having bad mornings. That's all the editor needs. And it just has to be at different angles and different shots from completely different from the one where he drinks it and looks positive. Because that was the problem, is that he had the exact same shot and angle for the one where he was drinking it and looking happy as he did for his pain points, which makes no sense. So as long as the pain points are shot then differently than how he drank it.
I'm gonna just cut it right now because his voice is kind of annoying me, to be real with you. But yeah, like I said, he looks and acts exactly how it sounds. This is him right here. And this screenshot. This is when I replied to them. And I replied to them twice. And once I replied to them, because look, I'm an instigator. I'm an instigator. And at this point, the boundary's been crossed. So now I don't really care. But obviously, I still did it in a professional manner. So they didn't know that I saw this, right? I come in, and you can see right here, I come in, and I say, I understand, I'm aware this was coming, and after the difficulties, it's only right. I will get those to you today. And they were fucking stunned. They didn't say anything in this thread for the rest of the time. And especially, I circled back, and I circled back, and I said, I agree, at Dylan Hayes at Luella. Let me make sure you can see this. Hold on, I gotta pull it right here. Yeah, I said I agree at Dylan Hay. I like look, I added both of them in their own thread of them talking shit to me. I said I agree at Dylan Hayes at Luella. He had a very rough week last week. Thankfully, this week has been off to a much better start. I sent over a few raw shots today successfully via WeTransfer to Luella. I hope these work. And that's the CEO talking shit about me in a thread that I wasn't supposed to see, and I saw it. So of course I'm gonna instigate it, but and I did it in a professional way as well. So it took us it took us some time to wrap up that project. I was able to get the stuff uploaded again. I think I was having connection issues. I had my bottle get stolen. I had my stuff get stolen. Um, and then I think that there was like a slight delay in the delivery, meeting the deadline, and it wasn't the best experience for my end. It wasn't, my most it wasn't my best time, but I was able to get the stuff uploaded and everything, and then eventually I deleted all the B-roll. It just so happens that I thought I was done with everything. So wait, well hold on, one more part. Hold on, let me go back to it. As you can see, she said, thanks at Dylan Hayes. Agreed. This is Devonte's last and first ad. I already advised the PMs that will drop him. I forgot what PM means, but obviously they're talking to the team. They didn't expect me to see this, and I saw it. Thank God I saw it. So they were just gonna wait for me to send the stuff. It's gonna get cleared, and then I was gonna get dropped. Luckily, after I sent that message and the stuff was able to go through the drive, I left the group, deleted my account, deleted Slack, like all that shit. I just got off. I didn't honestly have any interest in working with them at that point either, and I kind of already understood where it was gonna go, and it just wasn't the smoothest experience. So it is what it is. Just moved on from that. And I went through all of that, and I did all of that to get paid shitty anyways. I got paid $70, for that. So I already was gonna leave because I don't work for that rate, and if I'm saying that about that time, you should see what they look like now. So at that time, $70 was already not really cool for me, and that's what they were paying for everything for their projects, and that's super low balling, especially for me. And I was gonna leave anyway after that. So, I guess that just kind of sped up the process. Um, but it was funny because after that, there was a time that I got hit back up again from Luella. I think she texted my phone or something. She was like, "Hey, basically, she's missing this clip and this clip. Do I still have it?" And I was basically like, "I don't know." Like I deleted all my stuff. I don't know. I deleted all my stuff and moved on. So they did all this shit. They basically did all this shit, said all this stuff, and I sent her everything to the link, and it went through, and it expired on her because she didn't check it within the week or two period before it expires. So they did all this back and forth. They did all this bitching and all this extra stuff just to still not actually get the stuff that I sent them, and they let it expire. Mrs. Luella let it expire. She hit me up days later, if not a week or two later, trying to see if I still had access to the assets. And I was like, I don't know. I don't really want to say fortunately or luckily because at that point I didn't really give a fuck because I did my part. But I'll say luckily for her, I was able to find a couple of those clips in my trash. And they were about to expire soon. So I was able to get those and send them to her and whatever, and then that was it. But it was just kind of funny to me that despite everything that y'all were doing and saying, when the stuff finally got uploaded and processed successfully to you, you didn't even give a fuck to download them before they expired, which is at least a week or two, a week minimum. And if you're in this business and like, that's a really long time to access files to download. And we're very aware of that process, especially the process they sent me. I forgot what the platform was, but you upload. Some people might know what this is, but you upload the files to it, and it sends it to them through email, and then they have like 7 days to download it. And she didn't, and she's lucky as fuck that I actually had them in the trash still, because for one, at that point, I already didn't care because I did my part, and for two, she's just lucky that I had them. Or they were gonna be looking really goofy, and I wouldn't really give a fuck at that point. So I actually don't know if I still have the UGC video from that, because early bird, it was Club Early Bird. That's what CEB means. Club Early Bird. So I'll see if I can pull up. I hope my emails are not on the stream. No, they're not. I'll see if I can pull up that brand's Instagram or something for you. Oh, I do have the UGC video still. I can play the video for you guys too. I just found the video. That's so funny. I thought I lost it, but I wasn't really tripping if I did. Now, I want to add something in here really quickly, but I'm not going to go too deep into this until I know for sure. But stay tuned for this for another episode if I do find out officially. Now, I've worked with two different Dylan Hayes in this business. One guy, he's like a younger guy. I've seen his Instagram before. And then there's this older guy that's CEO of Upshot. One of them hit me up. They followed up with me a few months ago to try to work with another brand. And they mentioned that we had worked through Upshot. So when I was going through these screenshots and everything a couple days ago, and I was going through the emails, I realized, I wonder if this guy that hit me back up is the CEO. And if he is, there's two things. One, he hit me back up to try to get me to work with another company. And two, how do I say it? Let's just say that in our email thread that we've been using, which was a week or two ago, by the way, in this thread that we've been in, let's just say I already wanted to make a whole new video talking about the communication issues.